see the message, DK.
Or good morning, depending on where you're at. Happy Sunday, and welcome to the final week of group stage action here in the 2026 Dragon Warrior Randomizer Summer Tournament. Today we got Tantagel action featuring HoodyTwoShoes at 4-1, taking on Thilo, and I think this is 3-1. Hi everybody, I'm DK9146. Alongside me in the booth today is Aaron2U2. How you doing, Aaron?
I am doing well, thank you very much, and I'm very invested in this race as this is part of the Tantagel group, and the winner of this race actually impacts my own standing and a whole lot of other people's.
Yeah, I mean, both runners doing very well. You're already wrapped up in this group, and we're in the final week, so we're starting to get a lot of the picture coming together, and it'll be finalized by the end of next Saturday. So it should be really exciting. I believe Hoodie takes the group with a win. If Thilo wins, some other things happen. It should be pretty fun, though. Both doing very well this tournament so far.
Indeed, both have only one loss. Both of those were to me, but they played very well otherwise. I don't know, they might not agree with playing well against me, but they've played really well. And I mean, both of these guys, you have Thilo, the former, 2021 tournament champion. You have Hoodie, who has been a perennial threat. I think he's been in the quarterfinals the last 2 years. So this is actually kind of a rough matchup to have those two, at 16 and 17, both probably underranked for their abilities. So this could be, this is a brackets tier matchup, a potentially even finals tier matchup.
Exactly. Yeah, both very, very, very versed in this rando. And looking at today, they're going to get a little help with some 12th strength. No spells or magic out of the gate, and we'll see. You have to wait and see what the king gives them, but we got a countdown, and we should be seeing some action here in 1 moment.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We have what should be... Sorry, I hit an errant button. With 12 attack power, this shouldn't be too bad of a start. Obviously, what we have in the treasury here and what is outside of the castle really matters, but you can kill a lot of stuff with 12 strength.
And keeping a key on top of that. And we get the token, so wings and a token.
Yeah, so free key, and then basically a lump of coal that's going to be sitting in your inventory until much later. But look at that start. That is funny.
I love that castle location, absolutely. And Cole right next door, both seeing that town opting to go here, which is the right call. But you're going to check the shop real fast on the way over. And we got... a full plate and a copper sword could get us there if we have some gold available in the treasury, but we'll see what Cole has.
Or gold available here in Cole, or we have the Stones of Sunlight. So you got 2 out of the 3 turn-ins, but it's not helping you kill things just yet.
All right, what we need now is treasury. They have the harp and the staff cave below, and we'll be rainbow eligible 2 minutes in.
Oh, if I got this right, that looks like the southern border too, so we may have a reverse setup. Something that Hoodie is very, very good at. He is definitely one of the most aggressive reverse counters. Thilo, I don't think that's really on his radar, so we'll see if Hoodie is able to get through this Magidrake. He is not, but I think that's fine. He can just go in and save the game and then check the treasury and see if he wants to buy something.
Yeah, buddy, yeah. I mean, that definitely is the South Coast after we see it on Thilo's side as well. He's counting it out, in fact, right now. So Thilo going to have his reverse for at least the north-south set. And then we'll see who does what. Hoodie just saved, so I think we're getting ready to get a treasury check.
Yeah, just remember 8 south, everyone. If we get a very high north count, it's very likely we'll see a reverse here. But treasury, we have Erdrick's sword. That key is gone, probably. Fairy water and torch. So who cares about the town? Who cares about the key? We're just gonna go start slaughtering a whole bunch of stuff real quick.
Yeah, that's an easy give up the key situation there. It doesn't matter at this point. Hoodie's gonna go kill everything he wants in 0 through 2. Most likely, he's also getting his number counted there. And here we go. We're off to the races.
Yeah, buddy, quick start. It's gonna hurt Thilo a little bit the longer he waits here, but he will not wait terribly long. If you had maybe like the hurt spell or a little bit more in the way of attack, you might consider not chucking the key, but it's pretty much guaranteed at this point.
Yeah, and I think that'll do it. But 2270, no spells at level 2 for Hoodie, so he's just going to keep walking back and forth in these mountains. Level 3 coming right now.
Yeah, and this we see level 3 being 312, nice agility, 4-9. The sword helps you kill a whole lot of stuff here early on, but it tends to be more of an accelerant than a replacement for what you're normally going to do. You can get some Zone 2 enemies, but you're not running off trying to nuke Sharlock enemies like you might with Hurtmore.
Yeah, precisely. Like that skeleton. And 24 power at level 4. Holy cow. 205, and we got Repel early.
And we do see Thilo also more than happy to get rid of that key permanently. No need for that. Hoodie does find the Staff of Rain trade-in and the East Coast, so we got a potential double reverse, and he's definitely counting it.
Yeah, immediately it noted that was the coast and it started walking. We'll see level 5 very quickly from Hoodie, and Thilo is going to be very quickly coming up behind him.
So I'm looking over their map so far, and I'm thinking that, there isn't a whole lot of ways out of the starting area. It looks pretty much like there's one way.
Agreed, yeah. After Thilo gave us that look up into the swamp, there appears to only be the one direction to go, so they'll have to go over and up. Because, yeah, Hoodie's confirmed us north there is also blocked.
Yeah, which I'm actually trying to think, what is the way? Was it northeast or is it just west? It's hard to even see what's past stuff here.
I think it's straight to the coast, to the east coast and up. But what was the second count? Hoodie had the east coast as well, so he went ahead and got both the east-west and the north-south figured out to Tantagel, and we'll be able to figure that out if there are chords and they are useful, at least. We'll find out. Sometimes reverses are set up great like this, and then the chords are like 20 north, 15 east, and it's worthless.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just a flute, so it's also useless, and mostly useless in that case. I don't know, I don't think I've ever found the flute on the coordinates and been happy about it.
Yeah, I would agree, unless you're double golem spikes, and you're definitely looking to grind. But Thilo getting a little bit of trolled here, and that's allowing Hoodie to keep grinding on these enemies and getting his leveling going. Hasn't walked east either and seen the Staff Cave or the coast, but that swampy area north of Hoodie there is the path out for the rest of this map. Hoodie will have level 6 soon, and level 5 did come with heal, so we can get through these swamps without too much issue.
Yeah, and it is good that we got the heal spell here early, because that sucker is pretty much going to be hard required to do anything in this seed.
Yeah, the wolf shows you why it's still sketchy even with a lot of attack power. Getting hit pretty hard there by that wolf.
Yeah, the again, heal helps. It makes it a lot nicer. I think you still definitely want to fight the wolf, but single-shotting a warlock might be more fun.
Well, we're very strong, boys. Another 11 power, 115, no new spells, but we're going to be one-shotting a lot of the enemies here, if not all of them at this point.
Yeah, Thilo also finding the Staff of Rain Cave and seeing that east coast. I believe, based off of this is Tantagel is in the second zone. So not the one adjacent to the coast, but the one across. So that count is probably in the 20s somewhere. That is not going to be terribly difficult for either of our runners to figure out if and when it comes to it.
Yeah, precisely. And look at Thilo. I mean, we're stepping up to Droll Magi fight here. Is going to be successful. That's a very nice boon in XP there. It's in just shy of level 6.
Yeah, that would help a little bit to get some more, to maybe catch up a little bit, because he has been in a bit of a deficit. However, the zones I don't think line up very well for that, where he'd just be in plains, more or less.
Yeah, kind of cruddy down there for sure, but just crits on a wolf, level 6. He's going to get that big strength gain again here. Hoodie has opted to just continue to grind. I don't blame him. There's some decent enemies in the zone, and that magician is level 7.
Level 7 is magic. It comes with no attack, 6 agility, 4 hit points, 2 magic points. That's kind of your rebound level after getting a whole lot of other stuff before. And oh my gosh, there is a town right there. I'm just going to guess it's Rim, so that they aren't like completely bailed out of using the sword, that it didn't matter at all.
Yeah, a little sketchy of his own. Surprised he didn't get away on a couple runs there. He's already up to 47 agility after that big level at 7. So just bad luck, but he knows the town's over there. We'll see if he presses it a little more.
Yeah, he has a chance of two-shotting a knight. He'd have to roll pretty high, but he has that much in the way of stats. And that repel spell is actually really handy right now. With only 23 defense, there is literally nothing that you would want to fight that has less than that right now.
Yeah, I agree. It's really well placed here, and Hoodie going to find out about this draw match. I nearly one-shots it already. It is amazing, but it does have heal, a little obnoxious, but two-shotting around it will be no issue, and there's a big 58.
Yep, definitely a nice enemy to fight right now. I didn't see any abilities on it. And hey, Metal Scorpion, that's also qualifies as a very good enemy to fight right now. One-shotting Metal Scorpions is pretty much the ideal scenario. And we did see another town.
Exactly, another town just north of here. Well, we got Hawks nearby. If that's a good grind spot down the line, you know, we can get here really quick. And we have, oh baby.
Yep, it's just Breck. But we've seen 3 towns right here at the start. Very, very quick, the towns. Let's pick up the chainmail. I believe I saw a silver shield there. If we end up having some sort of gold grind in the basement, that might be a thing. Also a full plate. Hoodie is immediately out, though.
Yeah, precisely. Did pick up that chainmail, you know, that's a little bit of defense, and now he's going to feel emboldened to try and take on this knight, which will absolutely still hit us hard. Does 2 swings, low on both, doesn't cover the range.
If he was at full hit points, I think he survived that, but he didn't heal up in Breck or outside of it.
Thilo doing the exact same thing, gets level 7, immediately finds the 2 towns, will also pick him up some chainmail. He will be topping off in the end here, and we'll see if he can press a little further than Hoodie got there.
Yeah, Hoodie had plenty in the way of stats still, so I can understand not wanting to immediately bail, but it probably does hurt a little bit. You might be checking out the Hawks in this zone here. That could be a like a sleeper one, because you know there's deserts in there, and you might be able to get something good.
Yeah, we'll see what he finds there. Meanwhile, Thilo has decided to press out. Wow, I thought this was going to dead end, but it does continue. There's a lower west path and an upper west path, so he's on the lower west path. That does definitely open up, and we know the whole world's over here somewhere.
Yeah, this map could get real ugly if that is the case, if you have multiple like narrow paths across, because you just pick the wrong way and you lose a whole bunch of time. So far though, I've seen Hoodie fight a couple of decent enemies here, so the Hawk zone might be a winner.
Yeah, you love to see a Spectre where we're at right now. We'll have to see if anything comes in here to ruin it. And of course, he's getting a fantastic encounter rate right now. We must be repelling some things at this point, would be my assumption.
Yeah, the chainmail actually makes repel a little bit worse right now. I think the difference between 23 and 33 is things like skeletons, which you would still want to fight, warlocks, even a droll, but maybe the zone is just too weak.
Or just do what Thilo did, kill a Metal Slime at level 7 for 224 and jump right to level 8. He's going to get 4 more power, 6 agility, 5 hit points, no magic, sleep, radiant, stop spell.
I believe we are required to boo anytime somebody gets a Metal Slime kill, so boo.
Yeah, that was a very brave Metal Slime, but I think he hit 3 out of 5 on it, so pretty consistent. He got bailed out, but that hurt more. So his healing hurt more. It dodges, and he's gonna take a death. He went in low on HP. It's the heal please emote.
Yeah, there's a little bit of the game just having some fun. It looks like Hoodie is going to check the spike. He's got the sleep spell. So, the wrong enemy to try to sleep. He just threw out a stop spell just to see. He has a spell. Uh-oh. This is a possible fight now.
Amazing. Golem just immediately starts spamming stop spell. And that's the right call. You go into a losing fight, throw out a stop spell on it, and you never know what's going to happen. Heal's not going to offset the physicals. But we'll see how this goes. This is plausible.
Yeah, and Thilo's going directly there. Say if Hoodie takes a couple more hits, he's not going to be able to heal out, but he doesn't need to do much more damage. He takes it out.
He takes it out. He's going to find the Death Necklace. Meanwhile, Thilo also throws out Stop Spell, immediately finds out about this Stop Spell heavy golem, and Thilo and Hoodie fighting golems at levels 8 is exactly where we thought we would be.
Yeah, and he's got a couple of heal casts left, but I don't even know. I don't think it's not even worth casting heal at this point, because you're not going to out heal, like barely even get past his minimum damage.
Yeah, this is a very volatile fight right now because we don't really have a way to heal out of it. There's level 9 for Thilo as well. Repower 11, agility 19 hit points, 13 magic. Oh, there you go. Now it's free. We got heal more. He's getting his Death Necklace as well.
So how long would you sit around here in this scenario? What are you thinking? You got, your MP is a bit low, but you have heal more. 4 heal more casts because you're gonna have to throw out stop spells.
It's so tempting to just hang out. It truly is. Man, you love this fight. This is the dream when it comes to grinding. Just 75% stop spell. Evidently, it has 25% hurt as well. But maybe to get a little more viable magic. Just thinking that we've already seen multiple towns in your start, and it could be pretty spread out on the overworld.
Yeah, it's true. There might be quite a ways to go. And, Golem's not going to get you any money. I guess if you want the money, you can try to grind up that Death Necklace style. And again, I think we saw a full plate. There was a silver shield, but I don't think anyone is crazy enough to do that. That would be about as long as we've been in this race so far to get that.
I had the pleasure of doing that once for all 3 major items on the Death Necklace grind, just for the heck of it. It was pretty funny. It wasn't in the tournament race, though. There's no way in heck I'd do that. But yeah, Hoodie right back in here. Both of them, this golem for them each will be level 10. So probably stay through a level 11, maybe 12 if 11 doesn't. 10 and 11 don't really super help out, and then probably start pressing. I mean, we're down to needing armor and a heart.
Yeah, and Hoodie's situation, definitely I could see level 11. Thilo might just decide to move on now that he's got level 10. Level 10 was quite a bit of MP.
Yeah, it's like, the game's like, hey, you want some MP? Here's 46. Enjoy.
It's always the thing when the commentator is just waxing eloquent about whatever, that you'll see some ridiculous stat gain and they won't even be paying attention to it, at least in my case.
No, it's alright. It's just amazing. Yeah, the game's screaming to go out because you gotta find things. Hoodie's gonna probably just go through his existing resources, I would guess. But this is a seed that you could potentially be go and not have the information together and all the homework done, and then that's when it really feels bad.
Yeah, and the fact that we have heal more is what makes this exploration stronger. You have enough hit points to get by without getting DL2 breath instantly to death, and you have you have 10 heal mores now basically, so you have extraordinarily good exploration stats. But exhausting your MP here doesn't feel bad because there's just all the same, there's still things you could get that could help out. Outside would help, hurt more would help. So it's not like this is nothing, and there's no guarantee that the next couple levels will be go, although it's starting to feel a little sweaty.
Yeah, typically strength tends to bottleneck us, and that's definitely going to be our hardest stat to come across. It's the one that's lagging the most for stats that we need, at least. But Thilo definitely pressing out. He's gotten a lot of dead ends on the other paths, so I think this one lower path is the only path out to the rest of the map at this point.
We do see level 11, 2, 11, 18, and 2. Another huge level. Really, it is. Its strength right now is the only stat that isn't really doing it. Everything else is, go adjacent.
Yeah, Hoodie back in here again. I think he's just going to go until the resources are out, top off, and Breck and get running. But Yeah, it all depends on when the strength comes. At the rate we're moving, a death necklace may be viable, which we've already gotten below this golem, so we could possibly have that extra 10 there. I think it's a full exploration scene at this point, and that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, the way the map already kind of presents itself is a little bit bonkers. The again, reverse count might become really important, and the count might be super basic. We don't know. It might also be interesting to possibly get the that full plate early, just so you have a higher rate of repel to move around this map. Because if you're like, what enemy? What's the low end of enemy you want to fight at this point?
Yeah, I would be repelling everything. Even with we have so much HP right now. We have very decent attack if it's not Dragon Lord ready, right? But we have tons of MP to back that up, so you can pretty much find anything. I would definitely want to repel out all through the mid game at this point. I'd say, those like Magic Wyverns, even regular Wyverns wouldn't be terrible to hopefully one shot and such. But Hoodie opted to take a Death Warp versus the Breck refresh, and I can respect that. But he's just gonna stick on the grind. He is staying here.
I think he wants to just be done with this. Like maybe one more level, whatever it is. You grind and you don't ever come back this way. It's an interesting decision to make because it's not like there's any sort of guarantee here. We did see Thilo get in a cave. Did you see what that cave was?
That is our resident jerk. We know where the rainbow is. We've got Caitlyn, but we don't have keys. He's got enough gold for a Lord Shield should he be inclined.
I like the way he said that. We got Caitlyn, but we don't got keys.
Ain't got nothing. Yeah, we gladly threw away the key early for the sword, which is absolutely the right call. Thilo's just shy of level 11. This golem will be level 12 for Hoodie. And we'll see if the keys come back to hunt. So far, we've got the accessible jerk there. We just got to find a harp and a Sharlock and hopefully some armor as well. But level 12, 4, 7, 16, 1, hurt more.
Yeah, was that okay? That was just yeah. That strength is starting to get a little itchy, but he's gonna stick around a little bit longer. We're almost in Death Necklace territory. You get to that, you're at 121 attack power right now, and that itself puts you really close to go mode. So 13 is actually a possible level. I think I think I was in a race where level 13 was go in this tournament, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah, there's been a couple lower level goes. Hurtmore from the Werewolf going to send Thilo back here, unfortunately. We did see the big C on the top right of his screen. Unsure if it was accessible, but it looked like it was going to be. So Thilo's going to be behind on experience. Hoodie's obviously behind on exploration, and we'll see which one pays off the most here in a bit.
Yeah, and every death you take is an insanely large time penalty right now. It's one thing if he had keys, if he had something that makes this trek back not complete. Hoodie casting Hurtmore by accident. This is why Hoodie is grinding. He doesn't want to die ever again in the seed unless it's to warped Tantagel. So that death by Thilo really, we might see that actually matter here at the end of the race. Now, if level 13 is go, then this might actually swing back more onto Hoodie, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's one of those you don't know they have a spell. You should be able to take a 45, so I understand why you didn't heal up. But you got to be cautious of unknown abilities because you get bit. And yeah, it's a long walk. Without encounters, it's probably still at least a minute to get back around through this singular path because we're forced through this exact same area every time we come out.
Is that me, or is that the first time we saw a stop spell fail? I didn't see what the rate was on it, but it seems like it's been pretty effective.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention to the rate either. I just assumed at this point that it was 0, so it must be real low. It can only max at 6 out of 16 resist, but must have a pretty low resist overall because we've nailed probably 20 of them between the two.
Yeah, it's he's moving along here pretty quick though, and he will have he has to kill 2 more golems to get to 13. And we'll see what he decides to do. I get a feeling, regardless, this MP use is it, that he's not going to come back, but we never know.
Yeah. I think you have to go at 13, regardless of what it gives. It could be quad zeros. I think you still have to go because you're just that close. I mean, we're at 122 HP already, so let's just call the Death Necklaces in play. So with the big stick, we're at 121 attack power in the Dragon Lord fight with the Death Necklace and whatever else the game decides to give us here.
Well, there it is. Level 13, no attack, 2 agility, 1 hit point, 11 magic, and outside. Outside might have been something he was thinking about too. Now we're still going to stick with this golem. We're going to keep going. I saw Talon Thilo's side. I'm guessing that was something we'd already seen. But there was a weird path there in the mountains across the bridge, wasn't there?
There sure was. I made note of that as well, and that was Cantlin. He passed past there. Yeah, you have to go right back past that same Cantlin area. Jerk is just south of that for reference, and then everything else is up this way, it seems, unless that little westerly path that we see with Thilo does lead to something and comes back to haunt.
Yeah, so we're missing Rim and Garanham and almost every cave that has an item in it, and Swamp, so that's 6 of them. We're still missing a whole lot.
Exactly, and we'll see how this goes, because it's not a guarantee keys are required. You know, we could have an open mountain cave here that has the harp and the armor in it. We have our turn-in, we have Sharlock, we come back to fight this golem. It's a very rare instance to not need keys outside of the opening key that we got to keep, but it would be nice to see that happen. We're on the West Coast.
I always look forward to the useless Rim.
Well, we made it all the way to the northwest corner on Thilo's side, and outside of that Cantlin, he has found absolutely nothing, except this red dragon.
Yeah, and yeah, speaking of that, Hoodie... Oh! Never mind, that red dragon has the DL2 breath. That is, again, a second death. He had a lot of exploration here, but he is going to have to rewalk this path again.
Yeah, that's less than ideal for sure. It's knowledge, you know, we'll take knowledge, but yeah, that guy with the big boy breath, gonna be a concern, regardless of what we have stats-wise, if they happen to be in Sharlock. Just, no one likes DL2, period, and on a red enemy it is the worst.
Oh, this was an interesting decision by Hoodie. You know, with 9 MP, he chose to use the heal more. You would think maybe use a couple heals and a stop spell, but considering the first 2 stop spells failed, he's got enough momentum now to finish this off. And then we'll see level 14.
Yeah, amazing. He's grinded all the way to 14 now. He got 11 power, 10 hit points. You've got to go, my man. You're at 132 attack with a Death Necklace on. We're in go stats and have a few missing items.
Yeah, level 14 is go. That is not terrible news for Thilo. Again, he's taken a couple of deaths. He still has a bunch of experience to go. But the longer it lingers, the better it would have been for Hoodie. Because actually hitting go stats isn't exactly what you want. You want to be close. If you have to get 1 level wandering around, you basically expect that sort of thing. Now, you know, he's got 52 defense, and he's not going to want to fight a whole lot of stuff. So he's still going to see quite a few enemies wandering around here.
Precisely. Yeah. Every encounter is just a waste of time and time lost at this point. 84 agility does help with the majority of that. In theory, we should be able to at least run fairly consistently, but it looks like Hoodie's going the same path that Thilo did when he came out of here. So if he goes straight west, he'll come across those 2 locations we've seen, which is Rainbow Drop and Cantlin. And then from there, it's seems like Thilo, from his exploration, keeps going north a ton and passing absolutely nothing. So it seems like the rest of the stuff is a little bit away.
Yeah, Hoodie keeps wanting to go north, but then kind of changing his mind. There's so many lakes and rivers in this map. There is, I would say, a reasonable chance that something gets lost here. So double checking your map, and we've seen Thilo kind of pacing back and forth in some strange areas. You just keep expecting things to dead end, and they're not.
Yeah, and here we go. He's going to come across the town of Cantlin. So he'll find out the information. He does have enough for that small shield if he wanted. It was in the top shop. Unsure if a large was there or not, because Thilo opted not to go look. But yeah, just south of here's the rainbow, and everything else is north somewhere.
And this is the unfortunate thing about Hoodie's grind, is that he's still very poor. He did not gain much in the way of money. Golems just don't have cash. You can't sell their bricks for much.
Yeah, maybe celebrate every golem kill by searching the spot and grabbing another 100 and change from the death necklace. But in all seriousness, here, he's gonna take. He's gonna miss a 1 in 16 against the Axe Knight, which has baby breath. That's humorous. As Thilo's also handling one with a sword, does confirm that Sherlock is accessible from where he's at.
Yeah, and I mean, Axe Knights, you just pretty much always going to fight an Axe Knight if you have hurt more, right? Even if you're at go mode, unless you're going directly to Sherlock, you're like, whatever, this takes about the exact same amount of time.
Well, we got a cave just east of Sherlock here. New territory for us to find as Hoodie figures out the southern area below Rainbow is empty and devoid of life. We'll see how he comes up here, because there were a couple jut-offs. That does look like it might be the west coast again here for Hoodie as well. So there probably isn't much to the west of that path we saw from Thilo, but we'll see if he chucks that or not.
My guess here is this is going to be swamp to a useless swamp island. Like, we'll make it super useless, and we'll say that tablet is in there and it has a torch.
Okay, we'll take that. There's the level 12 with the hurt more combo for Thilo. And yeah, as you noted, he does keep walking back and forth, and I know, there's the Stones Cave. Our free item of the day is going to be the harp. It's just sitting right there. I think you come back. You come back and you get that exchange. God, no, he's got the armor, and where the heck is that going to be? Where's the armor going to be? Because that's where we're at.
And there's a town. That town might be pointing us to the armor. It is Keys, though. Rimeldar. I mean, we wouldn't say it's Rimeldar. We just say it's Keys. We found Keys. The town of Keys.
This seed, and I know he's not racing, but this seed is screaming beta overgrinding to do this without armor at this point.
I thought the exact same thing. I didn't want to give him the satisfaction, though.
Well, we'll see if the keys are necessary or not. I mean, you got a cave below to start, plus 4 chests there. Do you want to stay out here now that you have keys, or go to a known location, knowing that if it's not right, you have a lot of walking back here to try and find armor? If it is in the overworld and not in Sherlock, like Vanilla Wings it is.
I mean, you're missing 2 key items and 1 search with Cantlin. And that's a tricky decision, because I would say just about 50%. And yeah, Thilo is bolting. He's going to do exactly what you said. He's going to clear out the starting stuff and probably walk directly to Cantlin if he doesn't get the armor out of here.
Yeah, I don't mind this play. I hate that it might bite with the amount of walking back, but this is a extremely zoomy seed at this point, and the faster you can figure the whole thing out, the better. Hoodie, I'm not sure exactly where he's at. I wasn't watching him as he was walking, but he's got to be knocking off all the other dead ends Thilo had already saw, and should be getting into the same area where Rim and the Harp were soon.
Yeah, and so yeah, Thilo is going to the back door here. We're going to see the basement check. Decent chance that it's Mountain or Grave. So in that case, it makes it feel a little bit better if that is what's down here, even if there is nothing down there, just as far as clearance goes. I think Garenham is still outstanding for us, correct? Or was that the first town?
No, Garenham is missing, and Hoodie finds Rim from the top, so Stone's Cave is just south of him. We'll have to see if he locates that or not, because it's absolutely critical. But yeah, we'll see if this backdoors into the ham or not here in a moment. 1 enemy before we exit.
Alright, but yeah, Hoodie's going to get his keys too, so that's one less thing to worry about. One thing you had to see, and Thilo finds the east coast somewhere, probably close to the northeast.
Yeah, definitely north of the south, that's for sure, since we're in the southeast corner. But Hoodie gonna, nothing to the south from there for Thilo. Hoodie gonna get his Vanilla Wings, probably top off if he needs to, and then he needs to go just a little bit south and east, and he'll see the Stones Cave with the harp in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if on Thilo's way he just stops by and visits the golem for a little while. Do like one quick rep in there, and then I don't know. I think at level 13 though he would move on. Thilo is probably a lot more anxious about this sort of thing than Hoodie is.
Well, Hoodie takes the right direction. Immediately going to come down here, pick up his harp. Nowhere to do the turn in, so we're down to armor on both sides. Thilo through the swamp. Does have a little bit of an opening going this direction, so we'll see if this pays off. Meanwhile, Hoodie, we'll see how he wants to play this, is backtracking now to the direction he came from, so it looks like he does want to stay out here from him.
Yeah, I think he's going to go to Cantlin. The problem is that I think the fastest way to Cantlin isn't this direction. I don't think he realizes there was a middle path through, because I believe that's what Thilo did.
Yeah, Thilo definitely came, it was from the west of that location, but around the bottom of this lake that Hoodie just walked around there. But yeah, Cantlin, I think it's probably faster to get, well, it's east coast to west coast almost. So you're walking about 100, east to west, but it's down pretty far from here.
Okay, is this cave no, he found Grave over on Swamp Island. Or Swamp Continent, or whatever it is. So we're going to get at least 3 checks here. And I would hate to find Grave at this scenario, because it's like 40% chance that Cantlin is the last thing you need. So, you know, what Hoodie is doing here makes a lot of sense. I think I would probably prefer to do that than what Thilo is doing.
Well, Thilo gets some gold and herb, and more gold. So we'll see if he wants to dive. Does not have outside as of yet, so that might be bad. No cords.
All right, so Thilo might actually be in the better. Oh, was that on purpose, Hoodie? I kind of think it is, but that doesn't. It just looks bad.
Yeah, he might have initially wanted to come back out and then is like, heck, let's just go back and do the things back here. So he's gonna get all the same information Thilo's already gotten from this end, and we'll see how he decides to play it from here. But you definitely want to find your armor if at all possible if you're Hoodie, because you are done grinding. Meanwhile, Thilo's getting moderate experience as he's running around. We'll see if he catches it up on the exploration grind.
And we do have Garanham also over here, so going through here is the play. We don't know. It could be Tablet, it could be the mountain, but there is at least one additional chest here. So Thilo is actually finding the things he needs to find by coming back here, which again, Hoodie's a little bit on the clock, but he is heading in the same direction.
Yeah, and the good news for Hoodie, at least from what we could see from Thilo's exploration, even if he does go south like Thilo did out of here, the south was a very quick dead end, and he does go south. I'm not sure why, but it just seems like the way you want to go. But it dead ends really fast, and then it kind of just forces you back up around these locations.
Yeah, so we'll see. We got 3 chests here in Garanham and at least 1 chest underneath it. If it's mountain, he might go directly back to Deep Grave if he doesn't see the armor down here. But the moment he does, he's done.
Hoodie not aware of the DL2 on this Red Dragon. This is his first encounter. We'll see if this sends him home or not. Oh, it has full wombo. That is magical.
I was going to mention that. Chat has been yelling at us about that to some degree.
That's okay. That's okay. We'll let chat own theirs, but there's mountain. So yeah, this is 5 of 6 remaining checks. So this is huge for Thilo, and will give us some information.
Oh, there we go. 84 agility, easy run from the Red Dragon. Hoodie going out of his way to the plains tiles, doesn't want to fight another Red Dragon. That is definitely going to be a potential wild card when we get into Sharlock. And I do want to mention one of the negatives right now about Hoodie's scenario, even though he is, otherwise looking to be in good shape. And he rolled the dice there and did not get it. He got DL2 breath instead of slept.
Well, that's fun. We'll see if he wants to come back through or if he opts to stay out on this side as Thilo rolls through, not finding much, and he's coming out. So unless there's a way to get up here, and this is a single continent, it'll be a minute before he finds these locations. Thilo not finding what we're looking for, though, and we're on our final check of the mountain cave. So unless this is armor, and it's not. So TBD on where that armor is, but looking very heavily like it might be Sharlock now.
Yeah, Thilo will probably... I think he'll keep searching around here. He tends to like to be thorough more than anything. Usually isn't going to take a crazy risk, but probably see him, do all the trade-ins. I mean, the one is kind of close to Cantlin, so it makes sense. If if this were Hoodie, then it would be a very natural walk right into Sharlock after you did that. But Tablet Cave is the mysterious location. It would be funny if both Tablet Cave and Stone's Cave had a key item in a seed like this, where the sword was in start and free, and the stats have been insanely good.
Yeah, that would be hilarious, actually. That I would love that. Meanwhile, Thilo getting punished for not having level 13, which had outside, having to walk it back out of the mountain cave. So just little bits of time lost there on that as well. But Hoodie, yeah, he's going to try and get this full initial continent explored. And we know everything else in this area is going to have to be past the Sharlock area there.
Hey, he gets to cast outside when he's 8 steps away from the exit.
I saw them doing that, and I do appreciate that. That's a minor time save. So he's not even going to top off, though. He's just going to keep walking and finds a cave immediately south. So here we go. Tablet here. If not here, he probably goes right back to the grave, and he will have his information one way or the other.
And this is an interesting scenario, because if armor is in Sharlock, I don't think Hoodie has armor in Sharlock stats to do a single dive, which will actually help out Thilo if he decided to do a dive for it. He can just get the fighter's ring, though. That will help in that scenario.
Yeah, +2 is +2 for sure. So now this is intriguing, because Thilo still doesn't know the note of no chords. Will he want to go back to grave, though, since he's over here, or is he going home? And he's going to go home.
That is on the list of things that is going to hurt. Because, because we know that he's not going to get anything out of it. He might be, I don't know if there's something here that he wants to check. I think he's getting a little anxious with all that money. Maybe just get a full plate, kind of feeling like it's going to be in Sharlock at this point. Again, to his knowledge, it's something around 40% that it would be in Cantlin.
Yeah, precisely. So, it makes sense to an extent. I personally would hate leaving an area that I know there's more checks left, but he's going with the odds plays, and I can understand that. Meanwhile, Hoodie is taking some additional fights as he's going along here. Is going to pick up his rainbow. We'll see if he wants to gamble Sharlock versus trying to find these other locations. It would be interesting to see him try that, but he is... no, he's going to get back through. He's going home.
Yeah, this is ultimately the best decision he could make here, whether he realizes it right now or not. Both of them have kind of struggled a little bit with the ordering here, although in Hoodie's case it was just getting killed, I think. Obviously he didn't need to do those trade-ins now, but I think he wanted to retrace the map. It is quite possible that they both know the map ends past where the drop and Sharlock and all that is, and we just haven't acknowledged it yet.
That's possible. I never did see an official east side dead end past there, but I'll be honest, I don't pay a lot of attention to all of that. So we'll see what happens. Blue Dragons with Heartmore, that's always fun as well. But Hoodie coming through, and if he can make it through the Red Dragons, should be able to locate all these different places. Him already having outsides, he's going to be more apt to going ahead and diving the swamp or the grave as well.
Well, he finds Garenham right away. I think he'll find Grave last, which is also going to help in that decision making, because he's trying to stay the heck out of the Red Dragon zones, and I think Grave was to the north here. So Thilo kind of went around the top end south to find those things. If he sticks to the southern part of this, then yeah, Grave should be the last thing that he sees. Now Hoodie checking the shop, he just got all that gold, and he has terrible stuff, terrible other equipment. So large shield, very nice, just enough, and now we'll see him dig through mountain here, most certainly, and while Thilo goes to get the drop.
Yeah, Thilo going to get the drop. We'll get his chords, find out that it's go fight, and I would assume from that perspective we'll see Thilo make a beeline back to the grave. And honestly, with how long this is going to take for Hoodie's side, Thilo will have that information if he does opt not to grind before Hoodie does, but does still need that one more level. It isn't that far away, to be quite honest, though.
Yeah, the thing here, what this is going to come down to is how long it's going to take Thilo to get to 14. 13 is not a realistic go level. It would take a whole lot of luck. So, I don't even know if luck would be enough. So, but 14 is a very solid one. So it's just how much experience he's going to be able to get while he's wandering around is going to be good and quick. If he has to go back to the golem, that's not terrible. And he did not get the rainbow. Well, you know what? The rainbow drop is right next to Sharlock, so that's not really important.
Yeah, it's not too far all the way. He'll just have to pop south of screen once he gets back over here to get that. Most likely would just pop straight up to Sharlock from there. So it isn't a bad play. He is definitely going right back in the swamp though and running through.
Yeah, kind of sort of have to here. You got to get to that as quickly as possible. And that makes sense. Yeah, got to make sure you got enough keys because you got a deep dive grave and you might have to be checking Sharlock. So as far as the gear goes, Thilo has a minor advantage with that. Although I fully expect Hoodie, if he has any money, to try to buy something before the end to replace the chainmail. But it's not a very large difference.
Yeah, and I think Hoodie's going to take at least one more level knowing how those reds are. He's already just over 1,000 away. And as predicted, he goes down. He's going to get his fighter's ring here in a minute. The big thing for Hoodie is how much more land mass. It can't be too much, but how much more is down this way before he gets forced back towards the northeast to where the grave is located to complete that final check that he has.
We see Thilo pausing for a second, trying to remember where everything is. Axe Knight, great enemy to see again. Right now, Thilo needs efficient kills. The golem, you're going to have to go back to start, so the golem isn't the worst thing in the world. But if you can get it along the way with, again, efficient fights, that's the best scenario, I think.
Well, Hoodie, notably, 2 for 2 on stop spelling red dragons. So that is information that is useful to have.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know if that's something you would do in Sharlock, but on the spike, if this red dragon winds up being on the Sharlock spike, that would be really good information to have.
Yeah, precisely. So the southern edge there for Hoodie does benefit him by stopping right away. He's going westerly now, and it's a small path with more red dragons. And meanwhile, Thilo gets the chest 4, gets the torch, gives up the torch, and then throws another torch down to have a torch family down there.
And speaking of things that might make it take a while for Hoodie to get back, non-stop train of red dragons throwing out DL2 breath that he can't get away from is definitely something that's going to slow him down. So, I don't know, man. Probably the biggest pressure scenario is if he walks over here and sees that it does connect to the main continent. I don't know. This looks like it's a dead end, though.
Yeah, it started to open up and then immediately starts closing off. And, of course, we missed another 1 in 16. But we're getting the chest 5 for Thilo. And we have Sharlock armor.
All right, there you go. Armor and Sharlock. Does Thilo go immediately? Does he try to just finish out this level and see if he can gain the stats to do it in a single dive? I kind of think like Thilo is not a single dive proponent, but he is, by this walk, looks like he's going directly to Hawksness.
I don't mind this play, and he might. Yeah, it's a long walk back to Sharlock. So we're still in that high volatility stage where if there are reds in Sharlock, sleep blocks or DL2 breath while trying to get to the armor will be catastrophic just because of how long it takes to get back there. Without encounters, probably another 80-90 second walk to get up there. With encounters, 2 to 3 minutes. So it's going to stink all the way around, but Hoodie's going to be done with his exploration here in about a minute and a half, and we'll see what he opts to do. I think he's going to get another level and then try to do the Sharlock thing. Maybe he'll try and take a level in Sharlock, though, as well.
Yeah, he will definitely still be ahead of experience on Thilo, but will Thilo have 14 before then? It's going to be pretty tight.
Well, let's see what happens here. Again, it depends on the encounters as well, with Hoodie not repelling as much, but not too terribly lower than Thilo here with the difference in the gear. Should be able to make it through here fairly quickly, though.
And meanwhile, chat is throwing out wagers for the $37.5 pyramid or whatever the dollar amount is. I never remember. Feel free in chat to guess where you think the armor will be. If it's going to be in the vanilla location or the judges table or one of the other chests. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, any other number, and I will kick you out of chat.
Yeah, and he's an admin, so he can actually do that. I can only threaten.
I'm kidding. I would probably lose my rights if I did that.
Oh, man. Our restreamer trying to draw up on that. That's pretty dang on funny. But Hoody's about to get the news of Chest 5 being a nothing burger. And we'll see how he decides to play it from here. This golem for Thilo will be level 14, and it'll be a decision time for him as well.
Yeah, man. If I'm Hoodie, I think I go and I fight down the way. If I get an overwhelming level, I would consider bailing out if it happens early. But there he is, back to Tantagel. Gonna heal up here. And nope, never mind. He just wanted to walk into it. Or what?
He wants to go to Cole and keeps walking the wrong way. That's so good. That is so good. That castle is placement just magical.
All right, we're doing the heal up in Cole. Thilo gets the level. He knows, but is this going to be enough for him to go? Again, he's not going to. Maybe he's just going to take half of a level here. Maybe he's going to burn out the remaining MP, but he is going to chill on our golem friend for just a little while longer.
All right, and then we'll see what Hoodie decides. He's going to be walking right past here. Does he swing in and grab 2 or 3 golems on the way up towards Sharlock? It does look like that's going to be the case. He goes right to the coast.
Yeah, so they Hoodie definitely wants the one shot. Thilo is leaving. I think that step count or that step orientation looked a little strange. I think he is not 100% confident in this decision, which I don't know anybody would be, honestly. What are you gonna do? Like, how do you know? The armor in Shylock is always one of those wild cards that there isn't an obvious and clear answer until you go and get it. You know, until you dive Shylock like 4 times and know exactly what you're gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a clear answer, and the caveat, not just armor in there, but Wombo Sleep DL2 golems, no good at all. I mean, Red Dragons. Hoodie wanting to get enough cash to get a full plate as well, so he's got that on him right now.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So we see Thilo coming down here to the Rainbow Drop Cave, and then we'll see if there is a quicker path up to Sharlock than what Hoodie has taken, because you know, Thilo, when he was down here before, Hoodie kind of went around the left side, but I seem to think there was a path through the middle, because I don't recall Thilo seeing all that.
No, it absolutely, yeah, there's a giant lake there, and if you can cut early or late, and Hoodie stuck west and went up above and down, where Thilo came over. The under and over below the lake, though, is a Red Dragon zone, because that's where Thilo took his first Red Dragon death earlier. Thilo definitely going to try and get this level, though, as noting a wizard kill here.
Yeah, so if Hoodie gets the level and this isn't a single dive, he still may have an advantage over Thilo, who will have to grind on the way down if he is completely committed to getting 15. Well, 8. Okay, so level 15 is a very, very good level. I feel like that is a reasonable single dive chance now.
Yeah, we definitely have several bonus heal mores at this point. You know, we're going to take the damage going through the barrier, getting behind the throne. And then it's all just RNG on can we run from things or not.
Yeah, so I would say by my metrics, if you put on the death necklace, you're looking at a +4 situation. You get 13 heal mores on average 11 swings, and you expect to get 2 extra swings in. So, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Thilo is going around. Maybe he knows about the Red Dragon, is trying to avoid it.
I think he confused himself. Yeah, because this path does lead there. And he just went too far. Yeah, he's turned around to come back down. All
right, so we are still definitely in a bit of a heat here. However, with that extra level, again, if Hoodie is going to guaranteed get the extra level, it's not going to be a single dive, almost certainly, unless he just gets, you know, really good luck with the enemies he's fighting. There it is. Now we see it. See that shiny Sharlock right there.
And Thilo gave us good information. There's red dragons either direction you come. North and south exits over this way will lead to a red dragon. Thilo throwing down the rainbow. I'll assume he's just going to walk in. And then he'll give us our first look. No, he's faking us out. Of course he is. He's going to go top off again.
Now, see, him topping off like this, you know, when he's lost no MP whatsoever, wants a full repel, which, you know, isn't going to matter for Sharlock. This makes me think that he is going to try to single dive this, because there's virtually no reason to be that obsessed with your 30-some hit points if you're not.
Well, here's Hoodie. He's walking around the upper side of the lake right now. He finally does get resisted by a red dragon, so some level of resist. But Thilo into Sharlock, a little bit ahead of Hoodie, and DL2 will take Hoodie all the way back to start. I think Hoodie's just got to try and risk running at this point.
Yeah, that's almost a 2-minute time loss. That is insanely bad. And now that in a race this close, that could matter. That could matter a lot.
Yeah, and the other thing these runners, and they probably are both thinking is, this is a absolute required get the armor, regardless if you can make this a single dive or not. You have to get the armor. It has to be a successful grab. You can't have an entire Sharlock dive go for naught.
Yeah, and this would be a great time to have magic armor too. It doesn't exactly save you a ton of resources, but it is good enough that it will ease it just a little bit. We do see Thilo 13 hit points. I still go on the herbs. I thought we might see a hurt more or heal more cast there, but magic armor does curb off a little bit of this. You know, even its minor heal walking, it's enough to, you know, alleviate things like this wizard ambush every once in a while.
Yeah, I think that would have been a good spot to use a heal more there. Get back to full, because we're not heal walking anything. There goes another one of the. There goes some more healing from Thilo's end, but we're still not the max, and you know, we're about 40 below it. But he's making his way through Zone 1. Zone 1's being nice so far to an extent. We'll see what Zone 2 does.
Yeah, I think we saw wizards and star wyverns and an axe knight, and that was it. Zone 2, immediate armor knight. That is, you are almost a favorite to run. You're like 49% at 84 agility, but...
All right, making his way through Zone 2. Meanwhile, Hoodie does find the southern path around. Does not get Red Dragon, but this time we'll be topping off here in Rim. And we'll have a pretty decent chance at making this a single dive should the Red Menace leave us alone inside Sharlock, and or the Armor Knights let us run.
There is the last spare MP short of losing heal morphs that Thilo had. We'll see. You think? I think seeing the Armor Knight, there's no way that he goes to the judges' table first now.
Yeah, you want to minimize your time in the zone and just hope, he makes a turn right away. So he's going to take the chance at the 6 chest over the judges' table. We'll see if the 6 out of 7 opportunity pays off and if we get there.
Yes, and we'll see if our friend the Red Dragon happens to be hiding down here in the basement. So far, we haven't seen anything. Again, Thilo had a kind of a rough Zone 2, but Zone 1 and Zone 3 have been very friendly.
Yeah. Evidently, the Dragon Lord forgot to stock the bottom zone full of enemies. But 150, we got some gold. 100, we got an herb replacement. Oh, baby. The 50, a torch in case we have to go back up. 200 is an herb. 300 is the big money. We got the armor there, and he'll look at 250 and find a second belt.
Confirming knowledge he already has, but now Thilo is 100% in the lead because he managed to get down here without losing a heal more. He is at least +2 swings. This is +2 plus pretty good odds to even win if you lost 3 swings. So this is Thilo's. You know, can't say anything until you see the spike because of that Red Dragon, but really, really good situation for Thilo.
Yeah, it worked out really well for him. I mean, some hero walks here and there always will be useful. It isn't like he just had a free dive though. The Armor Knights were showing up in droves in Zone 2 on him, and he had to battle through that, but he min-maxed his usage, played some odds on using all the herbs, and it's potentially going to pay off for him. He's making the turn. One more encounter, maybe two, until we get to that fight.
Yeah, and no red dragons that we have seen. That is a blue dragon, and we have green. Okay, that's thank you, game. Thilo, you're not making this worse for the runners than it needs to be.
I was waiting for the green to also have it since we hadn't seen one, but here we go. He's going to use that last herb. He's going to go into this fight. He's going to be called a fool, and he's going to be in a very good position to move to 4-1 here.
Yeah, here we go. Throwing on the Death Necklace. Sometimes Thilo's a little bit anti-Death Necklace, but in this scenario, 100%, unless you're loaded up with Fairy Water, that is what you do. You won't have a wealth of hit points. I think it will be right around 101, 102, so there is a chance for a double heal more if things get particularly bad. But he's now in, and at the opening attack, he's a huge favorite.
Yeah, got a nice little double stop spell there towards the tail end of that fight. Starts out with a big 15. He's going to swing on a 48. It is in danger, but it's physical for only 25.
Yeah, was that a mistake? I do not know why in the world you would do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. That was sketchy for sure. But we're back at it. Was not punished. Hoodie about to pick up his armor. Already missed 2 of the numbers, but we have to assume this is free, barring a miss.
Yes, it is always my opinion that it's the tracker's job to count. So blame Cherno.
Of course, yeah, we say practically guaranteed, and then you start min rolling. But I'm sure that'll turn around.
Yeah, 8 to 17, so you really kind of want to see, 12, 13, 14s, and not these 8, 9, 10s.
Yeah, he said 2 15s, 3 10s, and an 8, and I know I missed at least one other swing in there, so... but, there we go. That 13's a little nicer.
Another 12. Again, that's pretty much average, but I think he is near or over 100 damage right now. He has had that many swings.
Yeah, he's in real good position. Meanwhile, Hoodie did blow a heal more, still has 12. Into this fight that should be absolutely free is about to go into it. Should something happen here on Thilo's end, but barring absolute catastrophe of some nature, looking to just fall a little short to Thilo here.
Yeah, and this result, that Red Dragon death, this is right about the difference, assuming that Thilo finishes this out, that took. So he is going to know that.
Well, there we go. With a heal more and a few swings left to spare, Thilo going to take home today's win. Moving to 4-1. This group is fun. Very nicely played today.
Yeah, GG's out for Thilo. He did push the exploration a lot harder than Hoodie early on. Took a few unfortunate deaths. However, the go level came a bit earlier than maybe what Hoodie wanted, and as a result, Thilo didn't really have to grind a whole lot here at the end and was able to get in through 14 for the victory. This does also semi-qualify him for brackets. There's still a scenario where there might be a plan, but he would have to, I believe that would require a Yakko Wacko winning his 3 remaining races.
Well, I'm all for chaos in the standard tournament, so yeah, let's create as much chaos as possible for these admins and for the runners, and let's get some play-ins to the brackets going.
Indeed. For what I've seen from Hoodie's side, I just saw a 19 there. He does have quite a bit extra attack power because 15 was loaded with strength. Well, getting 8 in a level is pretty solid. So, and I think, did he just get no, that wasn't a double. Never mind, I'm hallucinating. But that was a bad heal more, which is going to force a double heal more. Maybe he did get a double.
He absolutely did get a double. Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, what's the odds of getting a double here? But Dragon Lord was being nice. It almost gave him another one there.
Yeah, no reason to take any risks, though. He came in at such a strong favorite that, aside from something crazy happening, this is inevitable.
Yeah, so we'll assume that he's about, there we go, 2 heal mores and several swings left. Get your GGs out for HoodyTwoShoes. Going to come up just a little bit short. Was it the extra level? Was it paid actor Red Dragons? Who knows? But, still in very good position at 4-2.
Yeah, if you want to, there's always a load of recriminations that you can go through. We do see the final time for HoodyTwoShoes is 1:03:16. So GG to Hoodie, who, immediately, first thing he says, losing to Wombo Red RNG feels really bad indeed. We end up with a 2-minute gap, and that is very close to what that was.
Yeah, Thilo trying to figure out what was going on there. Yeah, we'll see if both of them want to join us. Typically they do, so we'll see if either joins us here and has any thoughts. I assume we have some thoughts one way or the other though, on this race.
Yeah, Thilo always waits until the full credits roll before he jumps in. And he has the extendedly long credits roll too, which we can tell is just about 2 minutes, because look at the difference in our time and look at the difference in their credits right now. But yeah, it seemed like the extra grind that Hoodie did early was going to propel him ahead, because Thilo took a couple of rough deaths to Red Dragons and things like that. But and then it just wound up that those dragons didn't care what your level was. They were going to kill you if they wanted to or not.
Yeah, that's the name of this game. That's just how this game is. It's completely RNG. Whether you even get the Red Dragon encounter, and then if you do, we saw from Hoodie's perspective, and there we go, stop spell 3 out of 16. We saw from Hoodie's perspective, though, he opted to go with the stop spell strats versus trying to run. Can't quite say whether one's better or another. 25% sleep, although it felt heavier than that. Sometimes the game's just out to get you.
Yeah, it's when you have an enemy like that, it's such a huge RNG spike that there's no real way to do it. I mean, chat was discussing, like, don't even try to stop spell, just run. Just heal and run and hope that the sleep doesn't get you, but then the sleep would probably get you. It was only 25%, but when it has like a 3 out of 16 resist, when it just feels like it's going to give, you just keep going with that.
Well, we're joined by both runners of today's race, Thilo and HoodyTwoShoes. GG's to you both. I guess we'll start with Thilo. How you feeling after this win today?
I'm feeling pretty good. My position is pretty nice now. And so I just gotta get one more and I can get the bye week, which would be really, really nice. I feel like I played this one pretty solid. Just the damage of death in this one was dramatic, because everything was so far away and through a ton of swamp, and we didn't have armor. I don't know how long, if Hoodie went directly into the treasury to get the sword, or if he did what I did and tried to see if he couldn't get up key money before he worried about it, because it took me about 3 minutes before I finally grabbed the sword. And then I just kept getting sent home to random abilities. You had the Red Dragon throwing a surprise DL2 breath at the time, a werewolf throwing a surprise hurt more, blah, 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 blah. Saw a million Droll Magi as I wandered the world, and but then I was very grateful that armor was in Charlock, honestly, because I waited a very long time to go check those coordinates at the end, and I was banking on that because I hadn't seen any curse belts until near the end of my searches, and so I was thinking the odds that it's there are iffy, but I was very happy when I saw it go fight, and that was fun. I'm very grateful Charlock did not have Red Dragons, because I was not feeling good about trying to single dive, but I felt like enough of those deaths and that slightly slower start set me behind enough that I needed to go take it because I got to the Dragon Lord with all my heal mores, I could do it. And fortunately, I managed to pull off just that.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, you two had completely different game plans out of the gate. Hoodie did go get the sword pretty quickly after his initial death, but probably about 2 minutes ahead of you there. But you went and explored. Hoodie sat and grinded till level 14. He sat on the golem until level 14 before pressing out, which was the complete opposite of you. So while he was wrapping up exploration, you were down there grinding. The biggest difference between the two is Hoodie did ultimately end up at 15, where you went at 14.
Yeah, and it looks like 15 was a much, much more comfortable level.
Yeah, it made it pretty nice overall. But Hoodie, what were your thoughts? And were you? And I'll ask up front: did you have any concerns once you reached full go stats and still had to go find those last pieces in the rest of the world?
I think this game is awful, and we're all really stupid for playing it, is what I think. Yeah, no, I mean, like pretty much everything that could have been real bad for me, it was real bad for me. That like 14 was really bad. Armor not being on the map was really bad. Red Dragons having a wombo combo and killing me on Swamp Continent before clearing that, and then right before Sharlock. So like everything that could conspire against me to make what I did bad was bad. So like I don't know, like what, you know, I've died a bunch of times on the map to Red Dragons, and so I'm thinking, you know, what if I get womboed like I'm gonna get womboed in Sharlock? I've got 2 golems to get. Let me just get these 2 stupid golems. That wasn't the thing that lost though. I win if I don't die to that Red Dragon on the way to Sharlock the first time. So like, it's just stupid. This game is stupid, and I got, and it feels really bad.
Completely understandable. I mean, I can absolutely understand exactly where you're at right now. Sometimes when it rains, it pours, and today was a definite downpour for you. As far as the RNG factor went, absolutely. So,
like, if there's Red Dragons in Sharlock, I win. I mean, maybe you get lucky, but like, if there's Reds and you use resources, I'm winning. Like 100%. I win. There's so many things where just one thing needed to be different, and I easily win the race. But everything conspired against me, and it just sucks.
Yeah, I think chat was kind of commenting on this too. Like, don't know what else you would do in these scenarios. And like you said, the strategy to hit the leveling early to avoid the deaths in the overall just doesn't, that sort of situation. I think Thilo took a death to a werewolf with Hurtmore. That might have been the only avoidable death that he had if he, hadn't over leveled. But the Red Dragons are just this gigantic mess that there's not a lot of choices. Like the one sort of positive thing about it was that they were pretty weak to stop spell, but they were only 25% sleep, so it's not like that was the solution.
They were 50% sleep for me, let me tell you. My reckoning, maybe they're 25, but what I saw made me think 50 fire, 50 sleep, and I missed, maybe like just over a third of my stop spells. So 3 out of 16 doesn't sound right to me. I'm feeling more like 6, 7 out of 6. So like, it just, again, everything that could go wrong for me did go wrong, and it just like, it sucks. Like, what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? I didn't play bad. I played pretty well, I think.
I mean, you're absolutely right. And I'll be honest, I think we all thought it was 50% until we saw that. So even Beta thought it was 50. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. You played this scene very well. You both did. Different methods about going about it. And that's the nature of this beast. This game is the game you can play perfect, start to finish, and still lose because the game hates you.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways it can get at you too. It can be something like this, or it can be just that. Because it's not like Thilo didn't see Red Dragons. He didn't see as many as Hoodie. I think the particular walk to grave was where it became like super obvious that they were being a nuisance. Because I think you took a slightly different path there than Thilo did. But it's this game it's no matter where your ability is, no matter how good you are at this game, there's still stuff like that happens that just makes you helpless. It's a sense in which we're all like we're always rooting for everyone because we know how bitter the RNG in the game can be.
GG Thilo, been fun in the group. Good luck moving forward. We'll see how this all pans out. I don't know. I feel miserable. This sucks a whole lot, and I'm sorry that bring it down, but that's just you want the reaction, and this sucks. This feels like the worst. This is like the worst thing. It sucks.
Yeah, it always feels bad when you go. So I have a phrase, a saying that I say a lot, which is, "I'm not saying I would have won if RNG hadn't been Demon. I'm saying I could not have won with the RNG I got." And so it's that happens. I go, well, that's a seed I'm just not winning because the RNG says it's this way, and that's part of the game, and it's really annoying to be on the bad side of it. And honestly, it doesn't feel great to be on the good side of it, because you're like, oh man, I wish it would have been more balanced so you could kind of whatever. But that is kind of the nature of the game, unfortunately. And yeah. But the good news is you've still got 4 wins, and so if I can take care of business against Yako, you're in the brackets, and then that's best of 3. So one of these seeds you can throw away.
Yeah, it would be better if I hadn't died on 2 nonsense fights in asyncs to the Dragon Lord in unbelievable fashion. In my most recent pickup race against Chirno, doing 159 after an ambush on a 160 HP Dragon Lord on, again, back attack. It's just like the game lately has not been giving me any breaks, and it's just so infuriating for it to consistently do this. It's unbelievable to me.
A response to Thilo in chat, the golem was 75-25. It was not very hurty. I think you saw a little bit more of that, but you didn't fight nearly as many, so it probably looked different. And I can... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, for me, it was, when the very first one I fought, I saw hurt, and then once I could land stop spell, because they have 3 out of 16 resist. Wow, I never missed a stop spell on them. That's wild. But yeah, once I land the stop spell, I'm not paying attention to which spell's coming out. It's just, is it a spell or an attack? So I started looking a while, and I'm seeing a lot of stop spell. I don't remember seeing a lot of hurt, so I was wondering if it was lower than I thought it was, but I certainly was confident in the 75% stop spell.
It's wild to me that the same stop spell resist for red and gold. I missed 1 stop spell on a golem, and I missed a lot of stop spells on red. This game is so bad, guys. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's a mutual helplessness sometimes. You just don't screw me over, game. Don't screw me over, and you just hope it happens. I don't know. I haven't had a race like this tournament, but I definitely had one where the result was completely out of my control. So it didn't feel quite as bitter, although the bitterness kind of lingers as you go along, and you think of things like, oh, I'm not gonna get a 1 seed in the group because of that seed and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. Group stage is just a mess. Everyone is way too good so that you can't get away with some bad RNG here and there, because the other guy is going to be right behind you.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the choices that I made. Sure, you can tick me for going to level 15, but that took no time. And the safety if there's any zone that has a red dragon in it, my odds of making it to the bottom and winning are immensely improved. It's just that you can't play for the 1 in 7, right? I could have gone to the judges table first on a 1 in 7, hoping the armor was there for an advance, but that's a stupid play, right? So you just make your best choice, and if you get got, you get got, and that's just how it went down,
Yeah, we talked about, because Thilo is a judges table enjoyer, but when we saw 3 armored knights on his side, we're like, there's no way he's doing that.
Yeah, without the armored knights, I am going judges table first.
And that would have mattered too. So I don't know if that's 2 minutes. I don't think it is, but there's so many things if you really want to dig into it, but that's stuff to obsess over if you really want to obsess over it. That can drive you mad, I suppose, when you look at the way things should be in the game and when they so often are not the way they should be.
Yeah, I remember also missing several hurt. Like I wasn't looking for fights when I was out on the world, but if I saw an Axe Knight, I'll try to hurt more and kill it and move on, just to, in case, like hedging my bets for the situation that ended up arising. And I just kept missing Hurtmores on Axe Knights out in the maps. Like, this sucks, man.
Yeah, because we were thinking, like there was one point where you and Thilo were both fighting an Axe Knight, and Thilo was having to swing it down, and you throw out the Hurtmore. You're like, well, this is one of the advantages, of getting the level, getting the Hurtmore, and then it fails. I'm like, of course.
As far as that goes, I thought about continuing the grind, but our HP and MP was so high at that point that one good strength level, one pretty good strength level, and we were there. So any of the future levels could have been go. We could have been go at 12 if we got the right strength level. We got 46 magic at one level. If you get 22 strength in a level, then all right, we're in go. And so I did not feel comfortable because I had almost none of the map explored, and it's like I don't want to be in go and then explore the map. So that's why I did that. Obviously, if Hurtmore's at level 16, it's a different story. Hurtmore being when it was, that obviously is going to help with the map exploration, but you can't bank on that.
Well, any other final thoughts before we ship it off somewhere after this?
Just thank you guys for putting on the show, and yeah.
It's a bad game that we choose to play. We spend our time playing a fundamentally flawed game, and that's what happens. We still have fun. Yeah, thanks for doing the restream and the broadcast and the tracking, all that stuff. Thanks for racing, Thilo. It's been fun hanging out in the groups. We'll continue to wrap up this group stage. Thanks everyone for watching. And if you're considering playing this game, take a real long think about it. Evaluate your mental and emotional state and make the best choice possible for yourself.
Yeah, maybe Beta will give out a can of his spite so you can quench yourself with the can of spite for sure, because it will definitely lead you to there every once in a while. But it looks like we're going to send it over to Quinn Patrick, who's playing something, or maybe High Spirit. So I see we got multiple options. I didn't see the or in there. Aaron's confusing me. So we'll figure out who we're sending to. You want to take us out, Aaron?
Sure, we'll go visit Quinn, who's playing Kerbal Space Program. I've heard a lot of people playing that. I'm not familiar with it myself, but thank you again, our racers. Thank you, Chirno, for hitting the buttons, and Darren for providing the restream. And of course, DK for joining me on commentary. I've been Aaron to you too. Thank you very much. We do have races coming up later today. Keep an eye out for it. I do not know our schedule yet. I haven't seen anything get put down yet. So stay tuned, and always check the Discord if you want to know exactly what's going on. Till then, see you later.